Testing 1 2 3. Let's go ahead and check out what they got in the new update. So as you can see, it says dive into everything new in FL Studios 2026. This is our latest free update. If you ever do decide to buy FL Studios, you get free updates for life. Honestly, I feel like it pays for itself. So let's go ahead and click on the video, click play. And I've only seen like 2 or 3 features so far, so I don't want to spoil it for you. I'll just let the video play and we'll go through this together.
Welcome to FL Studio 2026. In this video, we'll take you through all the new features and plugins in FL Studio 2026.1, including the completely rebuilt Flex synthesizer, the brand new transmitter transient splitter, cloud backup for your projects, loop starter updates, channel rack, playlist, piano roll and mixer workflow improvements, new tools including an audio logger and chord detection, plus improvements to Gopher, scripting and more. Cloud Plus.
FL Cloud allows people to import and export sounds or samples that they might want to use or share these sounds with other people. So access to FL Cloud gives you a lot more. So it's something that I could see the need for. If it's something that is interesting to you, or if you struggle with coming up with sounds, I could see the need for, a quick marketplace that you can go and curate different sounds from.
Project Backup. You can now upload your project files to FL Cloud as an offsite backup solution right inside FL Studio.
Now that's pretty cool.
This is a great option when you're working on a project across different machines, or if you want to migrate computers. All FL Studio users get 500 megabytes cloud storage for free, Plus or Pro with up to 1 terabyte of storage available. It's private, it's encrypted, and we never use it to train AI. Gopher updates. Gopher has been upgraded. It can now read and change certain parameters in your project. You can tell it to color tracks, sort them by name, or set mixer levels and routing.
Oh, wow. Now that's cool. You could just type in what you want it to do. Lower the sub bass level by 6 decibels.
Color tracks, sort them by...
And then let's see, when it hits play or hit enter, you can see it's thinking right there, it's blinking, and then
your studio assistant.
I've lowered the sub mixer track insert 17 by 6 decibels. Me personally though, I'm just gonna come over to this track and just turn it down. But hey, if you have a more advanced request, you could maybe ask it to do 5-6 different things. And instead of having to go in and tweak everything yourself, you just type it in and it does it for you. Color all my mixer tracks.
Use your creative output and will not use any interaction with Gopher to train an AI model.
Nice.
It can now also walk you through your first steps in FL Studio via scripted tutorials. See the Help Menus tutorial section for a list. More to come.
And see, this is what I was saying about them being very beginner friendly. You can, let's see, save changes, right? Okay, and now it's going to give you a kind of a tutorial. Hey, this is what this is. Hey, we have 5 tracks right here. Click the play button on the channel rack menu bar. You won't hear anything until we add steps. Okay, so then that prompts you to just click on these and add some steps in, make a pattern.
Improved scripting support. Gopher is now even better at creating piano roll and VFX scripts on demand. For example, ask Gopher for a piano roll script to remove random notes from a score. Channel rack updates. We've changed the default value of use both mouse buttons in Step Sequencer in the general settings from on to off. However, the right mouse button will also now still delete steps when the option is off, so no need to worry about workflows breaking. In the channel rack menu, you can now sort by channel type. That means sampler channels, instruments or generators, automation clips and audio clips. App-wide improvements.
Okay, that's kind of interesting because I know before when I would load stuff in, it would be kind of all over the place. I would have my patterns, and then these are audio clips right here, and these ones are automations. Now, instead of it being just random, everything everywhere, you can sort your patterns, you can sort your audio clips and your automations with the click of a button instead of everything being everywhere. I think that's pretty interesting. I think that'll help kind of clean stuff up, because I know a lot of times for me it was hard to find different things when I'm working on a track. Where is the automation for this, or where is the audio clip for this specific thing? And honestly, whatever's easier for the user, it makes your workflow a lot faster. You able to get ideas out faster, and that's really what we want at the end of the day.
App-wide improvements. Audio Logger. By popular request, FL Studio now includes an option to automatically capture a log of all audio passing through the master mixer track. Similar to dump score log for MIDI, the Audio Logger continuously records in the background and transfers captured audio directly into Edison on request.
Dump to audio editor. And now, as you can see, this was the part of the track that he really liked. So he went in, and this is obviously the whole 10-minute recording, but this red part right here is what they selected. And that is a pretty cool feature because, again, it allows you to kind of have like a jam session with your friends, and you come across an idea, you're like, yo, that was dope. Well, there's no need to go back and re-record it. It was already being recorded. Forgot to record, but it's all here.
This ensures you can recover ideas, performances, or those perfect takes that only seem to happen when you're not recording. Finally, we can settle the age-old question of whether they truly were perfect after all. On the toolbar, we've added a chord detection panel that automatically identifies chords played from MIDI, the typing keyboard to piano, or notes selected in the piano roll, giving you immediate insight into the chords in your project. Right-click to select the delay between input changes and updated detections.
Pretty cool.
The "Don't show this in the future" option on our warning messages has been changed to a more effective "Remember my choice." We remember. Rename pop-ups are now slightly wider. Only slightly though, so you don't run out of things to complain about. The plugin manager has received a couple of improvements. The biggest, most noticeable one is that it's faster now. Especially if you have lots of plugins, you will notice the difference.
Okay. Yeah, I know sometimes it used to take like up to like 2 minutes just for all this stuff to load. Anything that's going to save time, keep the wheel rolling, that's really what the main goal is.
You can also now control whether Waves plugins are always re-verified on scans with rescan previously verified plugins on. We've also added a warning when rescan all is enabled to prevent accidental very long plugin scans. In the welcome window, you'll see a new Remix a Song option that loads and stem separates a track in the playlist with a single click.
Nice.
I need you to show me the way.
Playlist updates. Audio clip normalization. You can now right-click gain handles on audio clips and choose Normalize Selected Audio Clips with the option to normalize selected clips individually or relative to the loudest clip in the selection. This one was requested a lot too. We've added panning to audio clip properties. You can now pan individual audio clips without making them unique first.
Nice. Oh, snap.
There is now a new mouse cursor to distinguish clip resizing from clip stretching mode. When the stretch toggle in the upper left of the playlist is active, you will see the new cursor when hovering over the edge of audio clips. When the typing keyboard to piano roll option is turned off in the toolbar, holding the A key now temporarily switches between resizing and stretching audio clips, like holding Alt to momentarily disable snap. Audio and instrument tracks. When mixer tracks that are part of an audio or instrument track are deleted, FL Studio will now show a pop-up letting you select what to do with the other components of the tracks. New playlist menu options. Automation Clips Reset Remote Controls is a new option to take over manually tweaked controls. Previously, playback would need to be restarted to have the automation clip regain control over a parameter that was manually tweaked during playback. Collapse all grouped tracks. Minimizes the height of all grouped playlist tracks at once. When preparing for performance mode, there is now a pop-up panel to select marker count and spacing. If you don't remember, markers are used to trigger clip stacks in performance mode. Use Select Tracks when samples are dropped to automatically select tracks when samples are dropped onto them. In all standard browser tabs, you can now right-click the header to select Show Sample Waveform. This will display preview waveforms in line. Piano roll updates. By popular demand.
I think that's a pretty cool feature, actually. Being able to see the waveform before you load it up. The more you start messing with music and messing with different signals, you kind of get an idea of what a specific sound is going to look like. So I think that's pretty cool. That's a pretty good feature. And we're about, we got about 7 minutes left in the video.
Piano roll updates. By popular demand, we've added user key labels. Right-click any key to select the rename option.
Oh, wow. That's different. That's pretty cool.
And enter a new name for the note.
I'm not sure how useful that feature is, but again, it's better to have more options and not need them than to need them and not have them.
Also change layouts from this menu now, and note names work in all view modes. Stretching selections in the piano roll with the handle on the right-hand side now snaps by default. Use Alt for unsnapped stretching. This harmonizes the behavior with other snapped versus unsnapped editing. Chord Stamp tool. Introducing new top-down and bottom-up modes with voice leading. Top-down lets your melody lead the harmony. The note you click becomes the highest voice of the chord that's built underneath it. Bottom-up is more harmony-driven. FL Studio chooses a chord for you based on where you click. Great for quick ideas and Inspire Me workflows. Chord Progression tool. When typing keyboard to piano roll is on in the toolbar, you can now preview chords on your computer keyboard starting from C5. When editing, the new chord nudge setting allows you to swap chords by clicking and dragging, or slide following chords as you're already used to. In the piano roll menu, exporting to MIDI or score sheet now defaults to the project's data folder when one is set in the project settings. Otherwise, the scores folder in your user folder will be used. Mixer updates. Clicking an unused mixer effect slot now shows only the plugin selection menu, as opposed to the full-fat effect menu, which contains lots of options that aren't needed for empty slots.
Okay. That's pretty cool that they cleaned up all the different effects. And it looks like they all have their own category. So I know that that was something that was kind of an eyesore, especially for beginners. So it's a pretty good feature.
Contains lots of options that aren't needed for empty slots. In the mixer menu and track right-click menu, you can now select Open Audio Editor and Record to record into an Edison instance on the selected mixer track. Plugin updates. Luxverb gained a pitch feed forward mode, wherein the pitch shifted audio going into the reverb engine is not fed back into the input of the feedback section, allowing for cleaner overall reverb tails in some situations. Plugin wrapper menu and channel settings menu. We've added a replace option to choose from your plugin database to increase consistency with other parts of FL Studio. MIDI out has a new send program change toggle. This can help prevent certain hardware synthesizers that don't have internal controls to ignore these messages from switching presets accidentally. FL Studio Mobile has received 2 new modules. First, a SoundFont Player module compatible with SF2 SoundFont banks. And the Note Arpeggiator, which can turn incoming notes into rhythmic, repeating and repitched patterns. Edison scripts no longer need to be recomputed when clicking Accept if a preview already exists. In Patcher, if you're using the latency and CPU statistics per plugin, you can now show info inside modules. This displays the plugin statistics inside the module UI snapshot. When deselected, they're shown above the module UI like it used to be. FPC. You can now drop multiple samples on a pad to create layers instantly.
Oh shit.
The video player now keeps showing the final frame when the playback position is beyond the end of the video, so the display is not blank. In DirectWave, it is now possible to select multiple zones in the list via Shift and click. Emphasis now disables its low latency option when instant recovery is enabled, as the process requires the plugin to have increased latency. MIDI scripting updates. We've added a couple functions and flags to expand the MIDI scripting API. New features include HW-dirty flags for undo and redo operations, set pattern length and increment pattern length function, get swing and set swing functions to get and set channel rack swing values. The built-in hard-coded MCU Mackie Control Universal support has been replaced with a new customizable MCU MIDI script. macOS specific changes. Apple Silicon Performance. The macOS version now uses Apple's Audio Workgroups API to make sure audio threads work toward a common deadline. This reduces the risk of underruns when audio CPU usage suddenly increases. Audio Unit plugins on macOS are now at the end of the More Plugins list by default to encourage VST usage for cross-platform compatibility.
Okay.
And that's all the new features and plugins in FL Studio 2026. We hope you'll love it as much as we love giving you lifetime free updates. Remember to check the video description for a link to all the projects made for this video and extra information in the FL Studio manual. Happy music making!
If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and comment on the video what your favorite feature was. Let me know down below what features they should have added. And if you have a plugin or a feature that you didn't like, let me know why. And as far as future videos, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. That way you guys can stay in tune whenever I upload new videos and stay in the loop. So thank you again for tuning in. It's your boy K Sutra, and we are signing out. Peace out. Didn't know which camera to look at, but peace out. I will see you guys later on. Take care.